Hi there. So I want to talk for a couple of minutes about the value of really intensive competitor research. So we all like to think that we're unbelievably creative, but the truth is that all of our ideas are just the product of information we've absorbed over the years. In fact, I often think that creativity is just an excuse made by marketers who are too lazy to do the research required to make really smart, informed decisions, whether that's research into a particular audience or into kind of broader market factors, but most importantly of all, research into the competition. Now, in 2017, there's pretty much nothing that you can't find out from an online perspective, right? So you can dig into how a competitor is generating its traffic, how much traffic it's generating. You can see where it's spending its money on advertising. And quick one, if they're spending loads of money on a particular channel, you can be pretty confident they're making loads of money on that particular channel. You can even see how a company is performing financially. And yet how many marketers, how many companies bother to do this research? Now, the most extreme example, I think, of a company doing this really well repeatedly is the Samway Brothers. Now, you might not have heard of the Samway Brothers. They're also known as the Clone Kings. They started their journey back in the 90s when they created an almost pixel perfect version of eBay and launched it in Germany. And then within 100 days, they sold it back to eBay for $50 million, right? Just crazy. Now, since then, they've gone on to do the same with Pinterest and Airbnb and literally hundreds of others. They employ 28,000 people. They describe themselves, interestingly, not as innovators, but as builders of companies, right? That's who they are. Now, needless to say, they're not particularly popular in Silicon Valley, and you might be thinking, do you know what, I wouldn't be comfortable with ever doing that kind of thing, but the truth is it's just a fundamental part of business. You might not want to take it to those extents, but ultimately there's an awful lot to be learned from that approach. As Steve Jobs once said, and I believe he was quoting Picasso at the time, but Steve Jobs once said, good artists copy while great artists steal. See you next time.